evening, everyone, and welcome to Red Barn Radio. I'm Renee Cobb. This is Red Barn Radio's 18th broadcast season, and tonight is Red Barn Radio's 672nd live concert performance. Tonight we have Grits and Soul. Noun, an American duo who fuse roots country with southern soul and blues. Verb, Anna Klein, vocals and guitar, and John Looney on vocals, mandolin, and guitar. Adjective, hillbilly and R&B. Doesn't that sound great, folks? Let's welcome Anna and John, Grits and Soul, to the Red Barn stage.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have you seen that gal of mine? Been looking since the river hit ye high. This thing looks like it's 9 years wide. Never seen this in my life. A little dove perched way up there, sitting on a limb without a care. Will your feet touch the earth again? What sign bring you from the skies? Ebb and flow, and flooding waters creep up slow. The tide it turns, it's got nowhere to go. 2 feet left of saving grace, fly me to those pearly gates. My heart can't take no more. My heart can't take no more. My sins beneath mud, scared to death that it'll float back up. What you trying to do, oh man? Is my life a joke for the cleanse? Ebb and flow, and flood waters creep up slow. The tide it turns, it's got nowhere to go. 2 feet left of saving grace, fly me to those pearly gates. My heart can't take no more. My heart can't take no more. Ebb and flow, them flooding waters creep up slow. The tide it turns, it's got nowhere to go. 2 feet left of saving grace, fly me to those pearly gates. My heart can't take no more. My heart can't take no more. Thank you.
Good evening, and welcome to Red Barn Radio. Wherever in the world you're listening,
welcome to the music of Kentucky. WEKU is Red Barn Radio's official radio partner, serving Central and Eastern Kentucky. Listen online at weku.fm. Red Barn Radio is supported by Visit Lex, Lexington, Kentucky's Convention and Visitors Bureau. More information on what Lexington has to offer is at visitlex.com. Lex Arts, Lexington, Kentucky's Arts Council, creating a great American city inspired by the arts. Chef Greg Scott and Broussard's Delta Kitchen, featuring authentic flavors of New Orleans and the Mississippi Delta, and live music every weekend. On Main Street in historic Georgetown, Kentucky, Broussard's is on Facebook. Listen locally, working in concert with people to embrace opportunities, listen locally, and engage in shared experiences, including music, theater, poetry, dialogue, and conversation. More on Facebook, Instagram, and listenlocally.net. Griffin Gate Resort and Spa, a luxury spa located in the Marriott in Lexington, Kentucky. The Griffin Gate Marriott Resort and Spa is the ideal choice for your next visit to Lexington, Kentucky. And Accuprint, providing printing, design, and fulfillment. Online at accuprint.us. Follow Red Barn Radio on Twitter, and hopefully like us on Facebook. Now here again is the host of Red Barn Radio to tell you more about tonight's performance.
On the Red Barn stage tonight is Grits and Soul. Anna and John lend their voices to the rich tradition of Southern songwriters who constantly explore and push the boundaries of American roots music. For 8 years now, this duo has traveled the globe spreading the gospel of Southern sound. Please welcome Grits and Soul back to the Red Barn stage.
Thank you.
Well, that last song was the first tune that John and I wrote together. It's the title track of our album that we released a few years ago, and we decided to start at the beginning. And
Yeah, why not?
yeah, we met in Jackson, Mississippi, and decided to run off to the mountains of western North Carolina, and we moved to Asheville 8 years ago, and just got an education on the job, playing fiddle tunes and a lot of bluegrass. And so this next tune is a take of a bluegrass murder ballad. We found this guitar strap that had in tooled leather and this lady's name on it. It's Moretta Jean. And I thought, wow, what a great mountain woman name.
Oh, yeah.
And so I took some liberties. I'm sure she's probably...
She's a murderer now.
The lights of the city got you started. If she breaks your heart, don't let her see cry. I'll be right here for you by and by. I won't say I told you so. Those three little words I long to hear were meant for another and fell on deaf ears. If I can't have you, darling, no one will. Our time is coming soon. These jailhouse walls don't mean a thing. Well, they won't stop our love, even though you don't love me. Well, I swear what I did to God above, it doesn't make me a criminal, just a woman in love. Well, I don't understand why you won't see me. Well, I did all I could to tell you how I feel. It is your love that will set me free. You'll always remember me. The ravens call from my fate. Wouldn't change it if I could. Well, I swear what I did to God above doesn't make me a criminal, just a woman in love. Well, these jailhouse walls don't mean a thing. Well, they won't stop our love, even though you don't love me. Well, I swear what I did to God above doesn't make me a criminal, just a woman in love. Doesn't make me a criminal, just a woman in love. Thank you. Thanks for coming tonight, y'all.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Hello to everybody at home.
Here? Oh, okay.
So why don't you tell them about this next song? You wrote
Sure.
it.
Yeah, this next song's an instrumental tune I wrote while living in North Carolina. Like she said, we moved there. We were living in Mississippi, and we met and started playing music together. And we're like, let's try to do this. And we're like, well, we moved to Austin, Texas. I'm like, that's might be the only place hotter than Mississippi.
Yeah. No thanks.
And I was like, well, I know one person in Asheville. I know it's like a cool place, temporally and maybe philosophically cool. I don't know, but there's so many good musicians there. I learned so much from just all kinds of different fiddle players. Just the acoustic music scene is there's just so many great players, and started digging into learning a lot of, like you said, the old fiddle tunes, all kinds of different lineages from like Ireland, and then more like modern tunes, and then like old time fiddling tunes and bluegrass repertoire, all kinds of things. But here's one I wrote called The Carolina Fox Chase. Thank you.
So I met John through a friend named Scott, and I was playing guitar, or Scott was playing guitar with me at the time, and he came to practice one afternoon and said, "Man, I went to the local music store and met this guy, and he plays mandolin and guitar, and we sat there for at least 3 hours playing music, and they said,
Yeah, I was getting paid.
and and
The music
so
store.
and it was kind of funny. Like, I went to one of their gigs. They had a little side project called the Chateau Boys,
That's right.
and y'all were playing at like Soulshine Pizza or something
Yeah.
like that. And I sat in with you for a couple of tunes, and then we saw each other again and played some music and everything. And I was like, why don't you come play mandolin with us? And so that just got the ball rolling. That last tune was about an old fox.
Yeah.
And, we take a lot of inspiration, especially for the acoustic music that we write, obviously from old bluegrass standards. And this is another one, this next one, that we kind of based on Rabbit in a Log, if you're familiar with that tune.
Bill Monroe tune.
Old Bill Monroe tune. And, I thought, well, what if I write it from the perspective of the rabbit? Very underrepresented demographic these days, one of those fringe groups, right? and so this is called Run, Rabbit, Run. From behind the mountain, golden light did fade. Hungry feet are traveling at a desperate pace. There across the meadow where the grass is high sits a creature watching from the old fence line. Tell me something, brother, where's your gun and hound? Besides you and me, there ain't no other sound. Fortune's in my favor, I might just stay alive. Hunger's got a way of playing with your mind. Luck, it sure is a tricky thing, ain't leaving my life to the hand of fate, waiting to see which card shall play. I'm gonna make my luck today. Zigzag, circle back, and look here, he's coming fast. Run, rabbit, run. Bone of a black cat, do you think your luck will last? Run, rabbit, run. Fires are burning brightly, I know you're in design. Beg to differ, but it ain't my day to die. Like a flash of lightning or in a hollow log. See if you can catch me on your wits alone. Luck, it sure is a tricky thing, ain't leaving my life to the hand of fate, waiting to see which card shall play. I'm gonna make my luck today. Oh yeah, luck, it sure is a tricky thing, ain't leaving my life to the hand of fate, waiting to see which card shall play. I'm gonna make
Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. So when we left Mississippi, you know, we were saying goodbye to a lot of things in our lives, you know, just like you closing one chapter and opening another. And this next tune was inspired by that. And I got to talk to an Irish relative of mine that in like the late 80s had moved from County Donegal, Ireland, half a world away to Australia, where their children were or are, present tense. And there was part of the McClure faction that moved to the United States and settled in Memphis, and that's where I'm from. And then the other half went to Australia and New Zealand, and it was such a kind of surreal experience being able to talk to somebody on the phone, just kind of a link to the past and everything. But he was telling me the story about the family farm and how it had been there for 350 years. And he talked about, you know, how he was the very last one. Everybody had left but him. And I said, well, man, that's a shame, you know, that you sold off the farm. And he said, well, I didn't think so, because there's so much of this world to see. And I took, you know, bits and pieces of the conversation and wrote 100-Year Farm. Let me take a quick sip here.
Generations before me have done. Question not this 100-year farm. Goodbye, my love. Rest in peace, my love. I've been back but twice in the last 23. There's so much of this old world to see. Goodbye, my love. Rest in peace, my love. Goodbye, my love. Rest in peace, my love.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Now here's Red Barn Radio's Brad Becker.
Grits and Soul are Anna Klein and John Looney. They're here tonight with us on Red Barn Radio. They've traveled here from someplace. We'll learn more about that. I think we know where you traveled from.
Not far.
Yeah. Well, so
Right down the road.
Really? So yeah, where are you living now?
Mount Sterling, right up the road.
Oh, Worland Sterling.
All right. And how is it that you happened to land? Mount Sterling is, for those of you who don't know, Kentucky. Mount Sterling is about 35 miles, maybe.
30 miles, yeah.
East of here, 30
yeah.
miles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I grew up.
It is.
Yeah. My family moved there from Southwest Virginia, Grundy, Virginia, if anybody's ever
Grundy.
heard of that.
I don't think I have,
It's,
but I know Southwest
yeah,
Virginia.
it's it has one of the world's only two-story Walmarts.
Huh?
Two-story Walmart
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Big
there's a good
fun.
one.
with a escalator. You can put a, I want to say buggy,
Oh, come on. So it's just
On.
an. How could
not
such
cart.
an
It's a buggy.
How could
Not
such an
basket.
obscure city
basket.
have a how could such an obscure Southwest Virginia city have
Well,
a
they,
double-story Walmart? I mean, that
It's
seems
kind of
like
a wonder they
It's
can
just,
sustain it, but
It's a little bitty coal mining town, and they actually had this huge project where they had to actually move the river, like the river like run right through downtown, and they actually moved the river over. And it's so steep down there, like they wanted a Walmart really bad, so they got a
kidding.
two-story Walmart. Because they didn't have the land to build it.
so they just went up.
Okay, so you ended up. So do you have family, John, in Mount Sterling?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, mom, dad.
Yep,
Okay,
yep.
they doing well?
Yeah, they live right down the street from me.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah.
Do they have? Are they still working? Are they retired now? Or?
I would say getting close to semi-retired.
Okay.
Yeah. My family owned a roof truss business. They've been in the construction business for many years. My granddad, my uncle, my dad, they all had a family. We all had a family business.
The trust you can trust.
That's sure.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Did you have siblings too?
One brother. He lives here in Lexington.
He does. All right.
Yeah.
All right. You guys close? You see him much? Does he
Oh
play
yeah,
music?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's got a 1-year-old little daughter. My first little niece,
Well, all right.
Stella.
Ripping and roaring.
Well, while we're on you, John,
Sure.
let's can you wind back? Would you mind winding back to some of the time that you haven't really talked about? You guys haven't talked about here tonight. The time when you first sort of adopted music as something that you were good at,
Sure.
that
sure.
you felt you might do.
Yeah, if I remember right, my brother is 3 years younger than me. Is that right?
I think so.
We're going to say 3 years.
Okay.
We were already like getting into it, and I think it was a Christmas. I got a bass, and my brother got a guitar. So we were halfway there to a band anyway.
We're talking about what age?
I was 12,
12, nice.
12 years old,
What,
and
what guitar was it, do you remember?
oh, absolutely.
Oh,
I remember.
yeah, I was
I probably
hoping
owned
you would.
100. I remember them all.
No
I'm
kidding.
a weirdo. I'm a nerd, though. Yeah, it was a little like Squire Fender bass,
Oh,
I believe.
all right.
I think it was white. I
Very
could be
nice.
wrong. But I do remember I was like all in from day one. I was all in. And Zach was, I mean, he could play too. He went on to do other things. But I absorbed his guitar maybe a year later.
Ooh, so he had a bass and a guitar on hand.
Yeah, oh yeah. And then I was off to the races.
All right, and so what was your as a young kid, your inspiration?
Well, I think it was that time. I think I was telling Anna the other day, she is an encyclopedia of pop songs. Every pop song on the radio, she's like, oh yeah, this song.
No kidding.
I have no idea like any, well, I don't think I knew about pop music until I was maybe 13. Like, cause I just grew up as country radio, country music on the radio. And I think the first thing I got crazy about was Hank Williams Jr., like Bo Cephas.
You mean you're talking about? You mean as a 12-year-old or 13?
No, this was like as a 6-year-old or
Oh, no
4-year-old or
kidding.
something.
It was your first concert, wasn't it?
That's true. Dad took me to see Bo Cephas here at Rupp Arena. Tanya Tucker opened. I remember that.
Oh,
It was a wild time. I didn't know what was going on, but I knew that people were getting wild.
you knew it was something good.
It was something good, yeah.
Well, all right. So when you were, I mean, find out your age now. When you were 12, what year was that?
That's a good question. I was born in
Roughly.
82.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
How old, what year would that be?
Well, you'd been 90. It'd been 94.
94.
Oh,
That's right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
wow.
and so Nirvana, Pearl Jam, all that was like starting. And I had MTV, and but I remember being at a friend's house and hearing like Led Zeppelin for the first time at like age 11 and freaking out about it. And then, so that was kind of the first thing that
Yeah.
like got me started. It was like Led Zeppelin and the Allman Brothers and Cream and
well,
Jimi
no,
Hendrix.
The first thing that got you started was the country music.
That's
right?
true.
I mean, that's at the heart.
Absolutely.
That's at the
Absolutely.
base, right? And then, but then
That's
you went.
just what was like my first, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
your
absolutely.
Your first kid thing was
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Anna, how about you? Would you mind talking about your?
Sure.
Yeah, let's go back.
Well, I come from a family of singers, and so I grew up singing in church. And so that's kind of like some of my first memories of singing and harmonizing.
When were you singing? Were you singing in your church? Was it sort of traditional gospel music? Was there? Was it an integrated church, mostly white?
It was mostly white. It's integrated now, actually. But yeah, it was just traditional gospel and hymns and that sort of thing.
From the hymnal.
Right. And then my mom was a folk singer, and so that was a big influence on me because, you know, the first thing I think she bought me was like a double Beatles album or something. And so I started learning
Nice,
harmonies
yeah.
that way too. And then
Go back about your mom as a folk singer. Did she do that as a hobby, or was she actually, you know, a traveling performing musician?
she mainly just did it in Memphis and, you know, just sang in all the coffee houses and stuff there. As far as I know, she didn't really travel around much. It was just kind of a side hobby. And I know somebody there wanted to sign her to a label, but I don't think she wanted to do country music, which is what he wanted her to sing. So she didn't go through with it.
So that probably would have been during the 60s, right?
Yes, yeah.
Nice
was,
time for
yeah.
folk music.
Yeah, Peter, Paul, and Mary, and, Joan Baez, and hitting all the
Yeah.
high points.
Okay,
Yeah.
good, yeah. Same for me. Go ahead.
Yeah. And then, you know, like I mentioned earlier, you know, we have a Scottish and Irish background, so that was something that kind of resonated with me. And then that's actually kind of the first stuff that I started to sing was Celtic music. a lot of a cappella Celtic ballads and that kind of thing. And then I taught myself how to play the guitar, and then just kind of went on
Now we
from
gotta hear
there. Oh, you want me to sing a little something?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Might as
how
well.
can I turn that
Snip
down?
Okay. I'm getting over a little bit of the crud, so I'm having to stay hydrated. Kind friends and companions, come join me in rhyme. Come lift up your voices in chorus with mine. Come lift up your voices, all grief to refrain. For we may or might never all meet here again.
Wow. That's pretty neat. What's so interesting, in those sort of traditional vocals, there are those elements, the same elements that sort of follow what happens with the fiddle in
Oh,
Celtic
Yes.
music.
Yeah, yeah.
What is that? Is there a term for that when the fiddle does that sort of da-da-da-da?
Absolutely, yeah. That's
What's
like
that called?
those fiddlers could play in a cut,
A cut.
like a.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's
I'm
like
not that good at it. There's guys who are really, really good at that.
that. Yeah, that's such a neat sound. It's really kind of
Yeah,
what
it's
this.
just these little triplets they'd interject into the melody, and it's just that's like their little improvisation type thing.
Yeah, and it's sort
It's
of
a cool. I love Celtic music.
yeah,
We
and
both do.
and then yeah, and does that kind of music end up sort of bleeding into some things that
Yeah,
that
that-
you all do either in
that
your vocal
last,
styling or in your playing?
Yeah, that last tune's probably the most.
Yeah, it's
That
the
kind of
most-
started off of that kind of Celtic
Yeah,
uh,
definitely.
starting point.
But I feel
And
like,
then I guess my tune there, instrumental tune, has a bit of that.
yeah.
Yeah, as do all sort of fiddle
Sure,
tunes,
exactly.
I
right?
was
and all
about to
this-
say, yeah, with bluegrass and old time, and it's
Yeah.
not that far of a hop,
Yeah.
you know, to Celtic music in the motherland.
Yes.
Hey, folks, I'm talking with Anna Klein and John Looney. They are Grits and Soul. They're our guests on Red Barn Radio tonight. They have an album called Floodwaters, and which I know is available out there because I listened to it on Spotify.
Yep.
And I think they have something else in store, maybe some more music that they're going to be recording soon. We are really glad to have them with us. We are not short on things to talk about, so we'll come back and talk some more after we have a little more music. So let's welcome them back, Grits and Soul.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, we were gonna switch over to a little bit of electric. You want to do that? Okay.
If you want.
Sure. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do that.
Talking about grass. All right, let's do it. Let's see how I do here.
Here's a bluegrass tune we wrote called Blue Friday.
1, 2.
Friday, I've done me wrong. This time tomorrow I'll be gone. Friday, how you done me wrong. This time tomorrow I'll be gone. I've been written on the back room wall for a good time call. Lula May ran away and all the fellas saw that gal with a pretty smile and her skirt hiked up for miles. I took her for a ride, boy, I'm gonna go home wild. Ooh, Friday, how you done me wrong. This time tomorrow I'll be gone. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well,
Big switch.
yeah, why don't we do the big switch?
Big switch.
So we want y'all to go on a journey with us. We've been playing a lot of bluegrass, but we've really been stepping out a little bit lately and writing some new stuff, kind of returning to our roots. And decided to, with me being from Memphis, like one of my, formative major milestones in my life was college. I went to the University of Memphis and studied music business and took a lot of Memphis music classes. And then I went on to work at Malaco Records in Jackson, Mississippi, which is one of the last independent record labels in the South there. Started in the late 60s in the same vein as Stax. And they recorded Groove Me and Mr. Big Stuff and all kinds of gospel and Southern soul. And so that really changed the game for me. And so we've written some things that are inspired by a lot of that music and inspired by a lot of the country music too that John grew up on.
That's right.
And he converted me.
Get my guitar signal.
Okay. So, we're part of a few side projects here in Kentucky since we've moved back, and we're really fortunate to be part of the Don Rogers Band. We are two proud Apostle Billies.
That's right.
We recorded with Don over the summer in Whitesburg at Kenny Miles Fat Baby Studios, and so that album's going to be coming out soon. It's great. If you haven't listened to Don, look him up. Just being around in this music scene has really been, man, I don't know, they feel like kinfolk at this point. And, we're also in a square dance band with the local Honeys. We'll be playing with them soon. And so this song, what I'm trying to say was inspired by all of them in a smaller, big ways. And this is a tune called Tonight, Forever Yours. Time it undresses the fiction and wreckage on which we lay claim. More than a thief, well, I'd like to think time's brought me more gifts than grief. Infinite numbers of lovers and others get caught in our web of desire. Want and need are two different things. Thank God for unanswered prayer. We promenade through this great expanse, spun round and round by some unseen hand. For all that I know, a presence unknown into all this trouble for us. Do-si-do, round the room of crossed up hearts. I'd like to believe you're the reason I'm seeing stars. Reason enough, my feet can't feel the floor. All right. Had a devil of a time shaking you loose. It's a hole we dug together. Oh, you ain't no saint, I've got no shame. Who's worse, it's hard to measure. They say 12 steps helps you cope with the rest, but one's just all I need. You go your way, I go mine. I think we'll both agree. Do what I ask and hand me that glass. I sure do like the flavor. Well, if I have to scale back, promise I'll do that. It's a fair and honest wager. I'm one of the converted, blessed and highly favored. I'm changing my ways now and forever. That road to hell is paved with good intentions. It's time to celebrate my redemption. The man up above heard my cry for help, and he granted me this favor. An angel unaware, just sitting right there, might be my next new savior. Truth be told, I was taught a little better than what you see right now. Looking for trouble, anything subtle within what the law allows. Do what I ask and hand me that glass. I sure do like the flavor. Well, if I have to scale back, promise I'll do that. It's a fair and honest wager. I'm one of the converted, blessed and highly favored. I'm changing my ways now and forever. That road to hell is paved with good intentions. It's time to celebrate my redemption. I'm one of the converted, blessed and highly favored. I'm changing my ways now and forever. That road to hell is paved with good intentions. It's time to celebrate my redemption. It's time to celebrate my redemption.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This evening's Red Barn Radio program is brought to you by Chef Greg Scott and Broussard's Delta Kitchen, featuring authentic flavors of New Orleans and the Mississippi Delta. They have live music every weekend. They're located on Main Street in historic Georgetown, Kentucky.
Listen locally, working in concert with people to embrace opportunities. Listen locally and engage in a variety of shared experiences, including music, theater, poetry, dialogue, and even conversation. More on Facebook, Instagram, and listenlocally.net.
Griffin Gate Resort and Spa, a luxury spa located in the Marriott in Lexington, Kentucky. The Griffin Gate Resort is perfect for your next visit to Lexington, Kentucky.
AccuPrint, providing printing, design, and fulfillment. Online at accuprint.us.
And now welcome to the second half of tonight's Red Barn Radio program. Red Barn Radio is coming to you live from the Arts Place Performance Hall here in the great city of Lexington, Kentucky. Please welcome back Grits and Soul.
just move right on ahead. This is a tune called We've Given Up on Us. Loving you, it wasn't the same. Something was wrong, but that's something I could not name. I prayed to God, my heart, it would change. The choices you made, you cannot undo. Doesn't work that way. I ain't got much time for regret. Yeah, I was pacing the floor, retracing my every step. You're not a gambler at heart. You forget. The look in your eyes, the secrets and lies, better left unsaid. Oh, these memories, oh, they're hammering my head. Or is it the liquor I shouldn't have had? A house up in flames, pointing fingers and naming names. You tell me how is it cheating when you done the leaving? We've given up on us. Push me away every time. The gap grows wide. A woman can't live that way. Yours is a losing game. You ain't no do right man. A house up in flame, pointing fingers and naming names. Thank you so much. So, I had to give a little, hat tip to Aretha, fellow Memphian. This next tune is a soul song, and we've been working on a lot of stuff lately. Just working away. Looking back, well, I've made my mistakes, caused a little pain and some heartbreaks. And now I see words and apologies don't mean much anything. Moving on is all I can do. Said all my goodbyes to the crimes of youth, sleeping dogs lie, but they still bite, chasing me down all hours of the night. I've got no use for lying. Whatever I've done, there's no sense in hiding. 'Cause I know my heart, it's all I've got. Didn't mean no harm. Here we are in separate rooms, not another word I can say to you. I want you to know that it just goes to show how the heart can play for fool. I've got no use for lying. put this whole thing down for a second. John's going to play me a tune. There's a friend of mine that I met in Indianola, Mississippi, and she's from Paris, not Paris, Kentucky.
North Middletown. No,
No, I don't think she's ever been to North Middletown.
I thought everybody had been to North Middletown.
I want her to come to Kentucky real bad so she can go to Paris and Versailles.
That would be funny. Yeah.
And Grundy, yes.
She'd love that.
She would. She's coming to the Delta in just another month, so I'm excited to get to go see her. But, we bonded. We were at Club Ebony down there and bonded over Lucinda Williams and blues music and just became friends. And she sent me some poetry a couple of years ago, actually, and asked me to write a song for her. And so this is a tune I call Bees Blues. It's just for her. Standing, mama standing, with a mighty heavy load. Oh, standing, mama standing, at what you might call a crossroads. No one to carry my burden except me alone. I'm calling out on this lonesome road, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. I follow no man's path but my own. I follow no man's path but my own. The sky above, she is my mother. The road ahead, my sister and my brother. Oh, well, I follow no man's path but my own. Waiting, mama, waiting for a son from up above. Oh, waiting, mama, waiting with a hunger and a thirst. No one to carry my burden except me alone. Down on my knees, I beg God, please, for the strength to rise on up. I follow no man's path but my own. I follow no man's path but my own. The sky above, she is my mother. The road ahead, my sister and my brother. Oh, well, I follow no man's path but my own. I follow no man's path but my own. I follow no man's path but my own. The sky above, she is my mother. The road ahead, my sister and my brother. Well, I follow no man's path but my own. Oh, 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 oh. Thank you. Like I told you, we were going to go on a journey. We're going to do another blues tune. I hate to say, I just finished it last night. I didn't want to, part of me didn't want to say that. I didn't want to jinx anything.
Oh, that's a
But you've been warned.
Switch guitars
How about it?
since I brought it.
We call that the old mater soup. This is the Looney Caster. I don't know if y'all noticed that. It is.
Yeah, it's a Frankenstein guitar. It's just a bunch of parts I built to this guitar.
She sounds great though. This tune, I don't know. I'm about 7 hours away from home, and I do tend to get homesick as much as I do love living in Kentucky. And so I guess this was, I don't know, my little way of at least writing about the river and just home. So here we go.
You ready?
I think so.
You ready?
I think so. Let me move this out of the way. Fashioned out of the mud from the cold water bottoms, grew up tall on the bones of my grandfathers, who rest beneath the ground of that Panola County clay. Mississippi River long time ago snaked its westward way. The banks can barely hold the sign of the struggle. Who wants to walk the straight and narrow? Seek not to be reborn. Behold, I am the pearl. Bent bold, undertow, journey on. Find your way back home. It's been a long road. It's been a long road. I said, come on. I said, come on. If their answers don't serve you, come on home to yourself. I said, come on. I said, come on. If their answers don't serve you, come on home to yourself. Heavy our feet tread on dirt and illusion. Deep is the well we choose to believe in. Come rolling thunder, come hell or high water. Bear witness to the pain and let the levee break. Time to cross on. No. come on. If their answers don't serve you, come on home to yourself.
Here's Red Barn Radio's Brad Becker speaking with Grits and Soul.
All right. I like that tune.
Thank you.
I liked them all.
Refreshing.
Yeah, that was delicious. I really liked that a lot. Everything about it.
Cool.
Like
Thank
I love the line, love the guitar line,
Cool.
love the hook in the song. It's great. Lyrically, it's wonderful.
Thank you.
You're a nice writer. You do a nice job.
Thank
you
you.
draw. You seem to really draw from tradition. I mean, your early set. That you did songs that sort of evoked the old mountain tunes and lyrically.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. It's nice, just beautiful. Really enjoying it.
Thank you.
So yeah, I was going to ask you all, what about some of your other professional pursuits. And Anna, you it sounds like you had really a neat, rich educational experience professionally. Learning about the music business and then working for this cool record company.
Yeah.
I can't believe did you say they did Mr. Big Stuff?
Yeah, they
crazy.
recorded Gene Knight's Mr. Big Stuff originally and
huge.
tried to shop it to Stax, and Stax didn't want it. So they released
You
it
lose.
on the Malaco label, and then it hit like number 9 on the charts, and Stax was like, oh, well, I guess.
So the
we'll
one
take
most
it
of us
after
are
all.
familiar with was probably the remake, right? The second round, or no?
I
or
don't
was
think
it?
so.
No, okay.
I think they bought it directly from them.
Oh, cool. Well,
Yeah.
that's great. So
Yeah.
tell us about some things that you learned in the course of your formal education that have served you well as a performing artist and as a writer. I mean, so curious to know how the publishing works, and yeah, what have you learned about that?
Oh, well, I mean, I've spent 4 years working in copyright and licensing.
Oh,
Because I was working for the Director of Business Affairs, and he was in charge of all the royalties, negotiating contracts, all that stuff. So I was working on contracts for television and film and print and everything. So I feel like, I mean, I went to school, but then I didn't graduate because I wanted to go out and get real life experience
Yeah.
and stuff. And this just kind of popped up, and I was like, I'm going to go do this. And, it's just so funny. I mean, you can learn stuff in school, but until you actually go and do it, it just helps, to be able to practically apply everything. So, I took tour management classes, and I took, all kinds of stuff. That I feel like prepared me, but ultimately, actually working and doing it at a real label. I got to be a fly on the wall for recording sessions. And, in the 80s, Malaco bought Muscle Shoals Sound from David Hood and Jimmy Johnson. So they got all that huge publishing catalog. They had Apollo Records and, all sorts of gospel. There's so much. And that, to me, I don't know, was
It just sound-
extremely valuable.
Yeah, it sounds like there's
Yeah.
just so much.
Yeah, there
What a
is.
great learning experience. How
Yeah.
cool is that? And yeah, I just wondered, if there are people like you who, play well, you write, you can go out and perform your songs. Can a person like you who would want to do such a thing make money selling their songs? You have great songs.
Definitely. That's something that I'm interested in, but I haven't actually pursued in a really hard and heavy way. I guess I was mainly just worrying about what I was playing and what I was writing more than anything, but that would be really cool too. Because, The guy who wrote Old Time Rock and Roll, George Jackson, I think it's from Greenville, Mississippi. He's deceased now, but he would wander the halls at Malaco and come in and get some spending money every week, and he lived quite a life, and he wrote other hits too. But Old Time Rock and Roll was his bread and butter.
The Bob Seger
Yeah,
version.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Oh, cool. I always
He
thought
was
that Bob
such a
wrote
great
that.
guy.
That's great. John, so you, thanks, Anna.
Yeah.
Yeah. John, you and your guitaring. Let's talk gear for a second.
Okay.
Because
Oh, watch out.
Yeah, I know. Well, no. I couldn't keep up with you by any means, but you.
I can't keep up with me.
You've worked. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Tell us about that. You worked on instruments did you work on instruments down south?
I did, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Tell us about that.
Um,
Music store you worked at.
When I got out of high school, I went to a Lutheran school to learn repair.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I never thought you could make money playing these things. Still can't. But anyway, yeah, it was in Atlanta. It's not around anymore. On hindsight, I wish I went to the other one, but that's neither here nor there.
Atlanta's around, right?
Oh, yeah.
right, no,
The school is not around.
Sorry.
But I did learn some things there, and then actually the first place I started kind of working after that was at Chuck's Music over on Southland. You remember Chuck's?
Oh, I do.
Chuck Moreland?
Oh wow, yeah. When they were next to the vacuum store?
Exactly.
Okay, yeah,
next to the
okay.
vacuum store. That's right. Yeah, Chuck's a great guy. I learned a lot just being in there, and I've just been messing with these things for forever. Seems like now. But yeah, I was working in the store in Mississippi doing repairs, selling guitars, and that's how we met.
But can you do everything? Can you take it?
I
Can you take an
I
acoustic
wouldn't
guitar?
call myself an actual repair. I can do a lot of things, but not. I can also not do a lot of things.
Can you reset a neck on like an old, like if somebody came to you with an old guitar?
I
would you-
actually
could you
have a
reset the
big
neck?
plan. I have an old parlor guitar that I've had for probably 15 years that I bought for like $20 somewhere. That's actually good wood, but the neck is all screwed up, and I have a big plan because Anna just bought a steamer to steam clothes.
Uh-huh.
And I got home and I saw that, and I'm like, I can reset a neck now. So I have a plan to work on that parlor guitar and hopefully get it going.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Hey, tell us a little bit more. I think we need to know more about your time in Asheville. It sounds like it was
Yeah.
just really rich, and like you learned
absolutely.
so much. It's a great musical community.
It really is, yeah.
So why'd you leave a place you love so much?
Well, we've been there for almost 5 years. We played all the time. We played at the Biltmore House twice a month for 4 years, almost. And I played this weekly gig on Wednesday nights in Highlands, North Carolina. Have you ever heard of that little mountain town?
How far is that from Asheville?
It's about an hour and 15 minutes.
It's like about, 30 miles from the Georgia line?
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, me and actually, you know the band Balsam Range? You ever heard of the bluegrass band? They
People
tour the
out here
world.
nodding.
They tour the world. Darren, mandolin player from that band, we used to drive up there, and my old buddy Dakota, the bass player, we drove up there every Wednesday for 4 years. And it was like a treacherous drive up, but we had a lot of fun, and I called it like Bluegrass Boot Camp because it was like the most trying conditions.
So is that
you
how
could think of.
is that how both of you, in some ways, when you look back, do you see Asheville as kind of for the two of you a boot camp? I mean, like it sounds
I
like
do,
you
yeah,
worked your
because
asses off.
It's really
Yeah.
cool down there because you can play every night for money or for not, or for hanging out at somebody's house, picking tunes. There'll be a jam at all these different bars.
Yeah,
So many musicians just ready to play at all times, and that's what I did. I got there and I just every
we
night.
were touring, playing festivals,
Yeah,
Merle
we'd
Fest
play
and Bristol
everywhere.
Rhythm and Roots, and then we were
Yeah.
doing like this bluegrass brunch every weekend
Yeah,
for
we
a
did that
couple of
too.
years.
Wow.
I mean, we just
So did that? So when you get that busy, musically, is it hard to find time to develop new material, or not so much?
Well, I feel like, we develop it on stage for sure. I think you kind of have to
Well,
do that.
yeah, I mean,
But
yeah, I don't
I
mean
see what you're
develop it.
saying.
Yeah, I mean like as in new creations,
Yes.
It is hard, yeah, because
You get over-
you get overwhelmed, overplayed, over everything, and your brain is in many different places, and so it is kind of hard to like bring it all back in and write some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you guys meet Don Rogers and Kenny and all those guys?
Let's see. I think I met Don at Festival of the Bluegrass.
Oh, tell folks who Don Rogers is a little bit.
Don's a great songwriter, instrumentalist, all-around sage.
Yeah.
It's a lot of sage wisdom. Don's a phenomenal
a-
player and a phenomenal writer. Like, he's written a lot of great tunes, and he's a great guitar player, acoustic and electric.
He's
fiddle
diverse.
player.
He's diverse like you. I mean, he does
So
all
when me and Mom,
different things.
when me and Don met, we were like all into the same stuff. So we immediately, hit it off, and then now we have a band, the Apostle Billies.
Love that name.
Yeah, I know. I
Nice.
think he's been sitting on that one for a long time. But yeah, we just recorded this album, and we're excited for people to hear it.
Yeah, talk more about this new album. Do you have a title for the
Yeah,
album?
absolutely.
Or do you not want to share that
well,
just yet?
Yeah, oh,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
think he minds. Hopefully,
This ain't my generation.
yeah.
All right. Well, good. That's
He wrote a song about the Who, which I love the Who. I'm like, I love it.
Oh, wait a minute. You're talking about the Apostle Billies
Yeah.
album? Okay, no,
Yeah.
I'm talking about a new album that you guys have. in the
Okay, well,
works.
that's,
yeah, I want to get back to you. Yeah, we'll talk about the Apostle Billies when they come on here.
Ongoing in the works.
In progress.
Oh, yeah? So
Yeah.
how far along are you? And have you been down there in Whitesburg recording?
No, not yet. I still have probably about 4 or 5 songs to finish, and then I've got some other ideas too, and I want to just kind of have, I don't know, we want to have some choices.
Yeah.
And so I want to have enough to where, we can really choose kind of carefully what we decide to record and
Way to
everything.
go.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
But so
Yeah,
I've
but
been,
meeting Kenny Miles is also a great.
yeah,
He's great. His band Wayne
Awesome.
Graham is
Oh,
like my
yeah.
favorite, like
Look
one of
him
my
up.
favorite.
No kidding.
bands.
Same with me. Yeah, they were on here, and
Yeah.
I was just, I was
Blown
just,
away.
I was blown away,
I
just
know.
the same way I'm blown away tonight by you guys. You guys are so good, and we are just really glad that you guys could come on.
Thanks for having us.
And be with us. I think what you do, this part of your program is really amazing. The acoustic and the electric, and I know it takes tons of skill and finesse on the electric to make that work. And
It was a challenge. Well,
yeah,
I started playing with John R. Miller a couple years ago, and I started listening to his album. Well, we met at Kicking It on the Creek. You've heard of this festival
Oh,
in,
yes.
in Estill County. It's a great thing.
his fiddle player, Chloe, we knew her from Asheville.
Yeah, we used to hang out
And
around
so,
Chloe and
yeah.
pick tunes, and I was there. I was like, "Hey, it's Chloe." So we sit down and start talking, and she goes, "Hey, you want to play this set with us?" She's like, "We need a mandolin player." I was like, "Sure." So we go, and I learned his songs the best I could in 45 minutes. And yeah, that's kind of where I started playing with him. And then I started listening to his album, and I'm like, oh, there's a lot of pedal steel and a lot of other things on here too. So I thought it'd be cool if I could pull off playing mandolin and electric guitar in his band. So that's what I've been doing, and it's been a great learning experience.
Well, you guys are, I would think you're in the musical community a hot commodity. I'm sure there are a lot of people who would love to collaborate with you guys in one way or another, and I'm sure you get lots of invitations to do some interesting things.
With that,
Yeah, well, we're going to be following you closely, and thanks again for being on the program. Let's get back to some music with Grits and Soul.
Thank you, thank you.
You want to get your slide? Maybe?
Nah.
Okay.
I thought I had it. It's fine.
This is a tune called We All Get Our Turn.
Do it again. Let's do it again. B flat.
Yes. Pink skies and sleepy eyes, the sun it rises, making do with all my bad decisions. One of millions just out here living, not happy unless I'm in the dirt and digging. No regrets, hedging bets. I feel so restless. I called you up, but you're out of guesses. If you want, I'll buy you a ticket, and we can wonder just what our place is. And they carved rock in the road, told the river how to flow. We all get our turn to be young and grow. Oh, 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 we all get our turn to grow. Asphalt to gravel, no, it don't matter how you got here, the road you traveled. Ask yourself, who is your master? Is this a life you've been chasing after? And they carved rock in the road, told the river how to flow. We all get our turn to be young and grow. Oh, 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 we all get our turn to grow. Life it holds no safe memory. It's the past, that's all there ever can be. Time marches on, no matter the cost. Remember that, oh, you were lost. And they carved rock in the road, told the river how to flow. We all get our turn to be young and grow. We all get our turn. We all get our turn. We all get our turn to be young and grow. Oh, oh, oh.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mine? Yes. Okay. What do I need to do? Play something. Oh, gotcha. Okay. And we've got how many more? Okay. That may or may not be.
Yeah, maybe.
Then maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Let's honk one.
Huh?
Honk it.
Okay.
Keep it.
We're gonna give you a little honky tonk here.
Yeah, why not?
All right. Well, I can't tell how many times you done gone and crossed my mind. The last time we spoke, I hurt you so. You asked me to leave, sent me howling home. Well, you forget all those times when I stood right by your side. I ain't a bad man, but you regret your last chance. You miss me yet. If I could see your face, darling, one last time, and hold you close in sweet embrace, I'd tell you all those little things. Well, I'd do my part. Don't doubt my heart. Well, I don't know just what you'll do without my love to see you through. You said you would, and say it again. Well, honey, if that's true, I'll be gone for good. If I could see your face, knowing one last time, and hold you close in sweet embrace, well, I tell you all those little things. Well, I do my part. Don't doubt my heart. I do my part. Don't doubt my heart. Thank you. Yeah, I forgot that part. Yeah. Gotta stay up this away. I got carried away.
You did.
Well, I'm gonna let you pick the next tune.
Well, since we're doing it, let's play mandolins.
Okay.
We love it. Yeah.
We do have
Yeah.
a big mandolin fan in the audience.
Well, who's not a mandolin fan? I mean,
That's right.
Should be good. I think Bob Wilson. It's the biggest little instrument in the world. something like an old tune, like a old fiddle number
Yeah,
on the mandolin?
yeah, give us one.
I love the Ashland breakdown. It's so fun. This is a great tune. I can't remember when or where I learned. Oh, I've probably learned it in North Carolina. But it's
Yeah, I think we did. We were playing it then. Yeah.
yeah. Well, the good thing about living down there, we had a community of pickers. So when one guy learned a tune, we all had to learn the tune. Because you can't not know it. It's like somebody's like started playing this ridiculous song. I'm like, ugh, I gotta learn that now. And then most of them I liked, but you know.
Just one more to the pile.
This is the great Kenny Baker. He was Bill Monroe's fiddler for longer than anybody. It was like 20, 25 years. And it's called the Ashland Breakdown. Thank you.
We would like to thank Anna and John, that's Grits and Soul, for being with us this evening. We also thank our volunteers for their help with our production each week. We give a very special thanks to Becky Alfrey, who's in the audience tonight, for her work with our social media and the photography. Yes, let's go ahead. Let's give it up for Becky Alfrey. And we also appreciate the photography of Nick Lazaroff. Thank you all for listening to our webcast, watching us on YouTube Live, and those listening to us on the Red Barn network of stations. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn Radio's official radio partner, public radio for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Listen online at weku.fm. It's your chance to hear more great live Kentucky music from Red Barn Radio and WEKU.
And we also thank the members of our studio audience for supporting the mission of Red Barn Radio, which strives to present, promote, and preserve the rich musical tradition and artists of this Kentucky region. Red Barn Radio comes to you from our home, the Arts Place Performance Hall in downtown Lexington, Kentucky. Our website has updates and further information on our program. We're on the web at redbarnradio.com. Tickets for Red Barn Radio are available at eventbrite.com, Lexington.
Everyone knows that Louisiana is a great melting pot of music, food, and Southern culture. Will Payne Harrison simmered in that pot for most of his life, soaking in influences of traditional Cajun, Louisiana blues, swamp pop, New Orleans brass bands, and Zydeco. Even after departing Louisiana for Nashville to start his own solo career, he has kept in touch with his Louisiana roots, making his own unique blend of Americana and roots music. Next week here on the Red Barn stage, Will Payne Harrison and his band. That's 7 p.m. next week on the Red Barn stage. Once again, please give it up for Grits and Soul here on the Red Barn stage.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us. We appreciate it. We're going to end with a tune that I wrote for my dad. It's called So It Goes. He's from Mississippi too, and grew up kind of a hard scrabble life on the farm, and this is kind of a collection of memories in a sense.
Dark-tilled earth is my only creed. Such a sight in front of me. Answers await the man who sows the seed. Crow's feet smiling at the sun. Cooking and the cannon have all been done. Blessed be to God above. Our harvest He made a prosperous one. Mule and bridle plow to these hands have seen no other work. Prayer and sweat coax a work of art from the ground. On up, so it goes, and so it goes. Have seen no other work. Prayer and sweat coax a work of art from the ground. On up, and so it goes, and so it goes. Thank you.
Well, folks, that marks the end of this evening's Red Barn Radio Show with Grits and Soul. Did you know that you can enjoy the entire Red Barn Radio program weekly, worldwide, live streamed to YouTube? That's every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern in North America. Our program is also available on the WEKU app. Check out Red Barn Radio on demand. And now from the entire Red Barn Radio team here in Lexington, Kentucky, we bid you the finest of weeks and hope you'll join us next time for another great evening of music and conversation here on Red Barn Radio.